Hi everyone, a little bit different today. It's not a plant as you can see, but it could save losing a lot of your plants in the greenhouse. Now, let's tell you the story about this. I bought this device which is a plug-in heater. This one's under the name Elpine. There's various ones of these, and I was interested in seeing a little feature put up by Big Clive on YouTube. He took one of these, or not this particular one, but a very, very similar one, apart, and I was very impressed to how it was made, how it was put together, safety features in it. The type of heating arranges is a ceramic heater, which are not new, they've been going for a few years now. It's like a solid state heater, and the fact that it could be plugged in, you can see you've got the plug at the back there, that can plug into our 13 amp system. There's the name or the blurb about it. It's made in China. I believe these plugs can be changed, so you can have the Aussie crow's foot type, the continental 2-pin, but this was obviously the one supplied for this country. Anyhow, the reason I got it initially, show you the box that it came in, was it was well packed, brand new plug-in heater with instructions telling you all about it. The reason I got it initially was that we've been promised or threatened with a cold winter. I suffer from getting very cold. The reason being, I'm on a tablet called warfarin, which is a drug which helps to thin the blood. Originally it was used as a rat poison, but anyhow it's used now to thin the blood. I think the idea was discovered in America some years ago. But anyhow, long and short story, it makes you feel cold. I'm always cold. The only time I'm not cold is when I'm nicely wrapped up in bed with an electric blanket, or it's summertime. The rest of the time I'm blooming cold. So I thought one of these heaters would do fine to plug into the kitchen, to just take the morning chill off. Not to be left on. It's not going to heat a massive room. Let's face it, they're only 400 watts, which is equivalent to like having 100 light bulbs alight. You'll get some warmth, but yeah, all right, don't expect too much. Mind you, the blurb on these will tell you they'll heat a great big room up and it'll all be comfortable, and it costs virtually pennies to run. A bit of a tall story, but there again, most people know that there's a lot of porkies being told about various products. Also the fact that these were invented in one case by a schoolboy who made loads of money by inventing this, and by someone in the Air Force also doing the same thing, which once again are tall stories, load of rubbish. These are made in China. Whose brains behind it? I don't know. Probably Chinese brains, considering they're made over there. They're used components, very well used actually. As I say, if anyone of you had seen Big Clive's talk about these, I'm very impressed. He showed actually two versions. The other version was a higher wattage, but it had a very poor on-off switch. In fact, it would okay for low current, but certainly not for the size of that one. That was, I think, 600, was it? It was more than 400 watts, so it was quite high. Anyhow, I'm getting away from the subject. This has also got a remote control that really duplicates what is on the top there. I'll show it working when it's plugged in. These cost about £4 to £14, so they're not going to break the bank. You can get other ones with more well-known names, but associated with that is a higher cost. You can also pick them up, I believe, for about £11 direct from China, but you have to wait for the postage, which could take quite a time. I know the postage is free from China. The postage on this one was from England, a good seller, and it came all right. It's held up a bit by our blinking strikes, but it did arrive, and it arrived in good nick. I put a good feedback, a good picture there. So it's a good product, and initially, as I said, I'd got it, so I've got something to just quickly warm me up in the morning. It was just to warm my hands and face up. It's got, as you can see, have a look at it. It's got a ceramic heater. Now that's like a solid state device. If you want to learn more about that, have a look at Big Clive's video. Very, very good. It explains how they work. It is a solid state device, and they're instant. As soon as they're turned on, they produce the heat. Also, you've got, I'll show you there, you have a computer type fan which circulates the air around. So make sure that when these are plugged in, you've got space at the bottom. Don't cover it up or close it like that, or else they'll overheat and probably bring in the safety device, which there are several safety devices. One, I believe, is a fuse which is non-repairable. When I say non-repairable, it blows and you'd have to rewire in another one. Anyhow, enough of the technical stuff. Let me show you how it works. I'll plug it in. I plugged it in. It's got a little switch at the side. As soon as you switch it on, it sends out the heat straight away. And make sure you don't cover that or put stuff to. I think it's probably safe to have it a fair distance away to prevent fires. I'd say probably about a metre away or so. There's the instructions in here does tell you what is a safe working distance, and also there's a little bit of space underneath that's drawing in air to pass over the heating element. Now when you plug it in, you have some choices. At the moment it shows the maximum temperature, which is 20. Now if you want to reduce that, press the little minus sign and it drops down to 19. So it's between 15 to 20 degrees Celsius or centigrade. That, I think, if I look at the Fahrenheit, where are we? I'm not very good at this. I haven't got it on there. Oh, here we are. 15 to 20, so that would be 15 degrees. No, it's not. I'm not. As I said before, I'm number blind, so you know I don't always understand. I think it's from about 60 up to about 80 in Fahrenheit. Anyhow, let's put it, suffice to say it's 15 to 20. Now, this has just turned off. It's got a timer. That's because of temperature. As you can see, it takes a little bit of getting used to, and the fan speed is under this one, speed. You can drop it down to low speed or fast speed. As I say, altering it, putting the correct temperature and correct time in is a little bit of a knack, but it can be done. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. The instructions tells you all about it. As you see, it even confused me. Anyhow, that is the actual device. I'm going to turn it off now, which is on this switch on the side. That turns it off, and it also resets it. So if you've set it to a certain time, say a couple of hours, and you then turn it off and turn it on again, it'll automatically go to the maximum time, which is 12 hours. So it's set between 1 and 12 hours, so that'll give you 12 hours, and also the maximum temperature, which is 20. So that is like the settings that it's automatically set to. So you plug it in, you turn it on, you have the fast speed, temperature of 20 degrees and a maximum of 12 hours, but they can be altered, and by turning it on you set the time. Anyhow, enough of me going on about this. As I say, this has the same controls, but it is remote. Got your on off, and that, so it's all there. Obviously, to operate the on off, you would have to have the switch on the side on. So that's worth knowing. Now, the other reason that I put it up, this is a very handy device for heating in an emergency a small greenhouse. You might need more than one of these, you probably would. Remembering heat in a greenhouse probably about 1,000 watts, so you're going to need probably 2 of these or 3, depending on the size of the greenhouse. But the reason I say this is, if the greenhouse heater is going to fail, which invariably does on the coldest night, you want something that you can quickly go out, even if it's, you know, dark out there, that you can plug in to a socket that you'd have in the greenhouse. I think most people have got a socket in the greenhouse, and plug this in, and that will give you a little bit of heat. Remember, that's set for 12 hours. You can make it less, but I'll leave it on 12 hours. Even if it's pushing out the full 20 degrees, it's going to take a time to obviously heat the greenhouse up, but it might prevent the plants from freezing. So you probably need more than one, but at least it would help, and it's a way of getting over a problem. If a heater fails, perhaps due to a thermostat going wrong or something like that, which would obviously take you a little bit of time clearing or replacing the heater if it can't be changed. So there is a standby. So that would be like a second use. Anyhow, I've been talking far too long. Just recapping again. This one's the Elpine, which is the plug-in heater, sold under various names, various types. Have a look at an article put up by Big Clive. He's stripped one of these down and they're well made. It also has a remote. You've got full instructions which please read. We don't want any fires or any danger. This instrument is actually double insulated, so I don't think it's actually connected to an earth. It's double insulated anyhow. It's made of plastic, so there's no live part or there's no metal parts about. And the on-off switch is of a high quality that it's not going to break after a bit of use. So anyhow, I'm going to shut up now. Once again, many thanks. I know this is under my cacti and succulent talks, which associated with the greenhouse, so I can get away with that. Anyhow, thanks again. Thanks for watching. Thank you.